Will Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth Jr. earn starting jobs? What's up, guys, and welcome to the Minnesota Vikings Syndicate, a show for the fans by a fan. We just hit 100 subscribers 2 days ago, so thank you so much. We just shattered the goal that I had to get the 100 by August 1st, but now the next one, 250 subscribers by kickoff, which is September 11th against the Green Bay Packers. So hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you're notified every time we drop a video. Now, with training camp just getting started, I think we should dive into a little bit of a preview of what is going to come and some of the most intriguing things about training camp. Those being, will Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth Jr. earn starting jobs? Kevin Seifert, per ESPN, actually dove into this for us and kind of gave us a little look at what to expect and what might happen. Now, what is the most compelling position battle? Kevin Seifert says it's actually the safety position. We know veteran Harrison Smith will man one of the two starting spots, but the second will be determined through a relatively high-profile competition between first-round draft pick Lewis Cine and second-year player Cameron Bynum. The Vikings didn't draft Cine to be a backup, and top picks often have the edge in position battles. Entering the draft, the Vikings were especially impressed with Cine's ability to diagnose route concepts at the snap, in addition to his hitting ability and speed. But Bynum acquitted himself well last season during a 3-game stint as a starter. He won't go down without a fight and could prompt the team to consider using some 3 safety packages. Now, obviously, we just talked about Cameron Bynum and how he is a secret weapon for the Minnesota Vikings this upcoming season. And he did have a pretty good stint as that starting safety for those 3 games. But when you draft somebody first overall, most time you're going to roll with that person because he earned it. There's a reason you drafted him in the first round, because you feel like he is going to be your franchise guy at that position. Now, I also believe that Lewis Cine is going to get that starting job, with Cameron Bynum probably playing some of those 3 safety packages, and we could even see him in the nickel as well, which we'll get to with Andrew Booth Jr. But Lewis Cine, the sledgehammer, paired next to Harrison, the Hitman Smith. I mean, that is the perfect duo. They have the perfect nicknames. Now let's hope Cine becomes an absolute dog, in which he did play for the Georgia Bulldogs, so he might be a dog. The other position, Andrew Booth Jr. We drafted him in the second round at the cornerback position. A lot of people had him going in the first round. He ended up falling in the second round due to injury, which is what Kevin Seifert laid out for us. So a little camp prediction on Andrew Booth Jr. Says rookie cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. will emerge as a starter. The Vikings have been raving about Booth ever since trading up to draft him in the second round, and he joins a position group that is ripe for newcomers. Strictly from a skill and playmaking perspective, Booth was amongst the best quarterbacks in the draft. His injury history pushed him into the second round, but he believes that surgery to repair a hernia in March has put him on the road to permanent recovery. If that's the case and he goes through training camp healthy, he'll prove good enough to start opposite Patrick Peterson, or at the very least, in the nickel package that the Vikings will frequently use. Now, I agree as well, because Cam Dantzler, has been very inconsistent. Yes, his PFF grade was, I believe, high 80s or low 90s or whatever the case may be, so he looks like a solid corner, but he lets up way too many 40-plus bombs, 50-plus bombs, and he doesn't really get the tackles that we need him to get. He's not that big, but he knows how to find or get to the right position at the right time. It's just one-on-ones. He has one heck of a time trying to stop that wide receiver, and I believe that's where Andrew Booth Jr. comes in, brings that physicality, and becomes more consistent at the cornerback position for the Minnesota Vikings. So will Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth Jr. earn starting jobs? You can let me know in the comments. I believe they will, but obviously that is up to the coaching staff. So once again, thank you so much for getting that to 100 subscribers. It is much appreciated. Now let's hit let's hit 250 subscribers by September 9th, or September 11th, which is kickoff against the Green Bay Packers. Have a great rest of your day. Skol Vikes.